Hi, I just want to start out by saying that I have ADD. I've been ADD all my life, and it's never going to change. Um, I was on Ritalin from the age of 6 to 13, and it worked. It really, truly worked. It helped. It didn't cure me, it didn't make the ADD go away, um, but it helped a lot. My mom really struggled with the decision, but she figured it was like glasses. If I needed glasses, she would have got me glasses in a heartbeat. I needed that medication to function, so she got it for me in a heartbeat, and I thank her for that. Did I have side effects? Yes. I had a loss of appetite. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't eating, I would just have smaller portions, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Um, because let me tell you, after I stopped it, I did plump up, as you can see. Um, so I'd actually put that on the benefit side. But anyways, that's beside the point. I noticed you talked about stunting growth. Do I believe that Ritalin stunted my growth? To a degree, yes. To a severe degree, no. My mom and dad are 5'4" and 5'2". I'm 4'10", 4'11", somewhere in there. So, did I really get stunted that much? No. I stopped growing when I was 16. I'm now 21. Um, does it bother me that I'm short? Not really. I mean, it used to. But as my grandpa used to say, as long as your feet can reach the ground, that's all that matters. Um, is ADD real? Yeah, it is. Um, and I tried holistic medication. It was like this powdered stuff that you'd put in like orange juice or something. Um, you were supposed to take one in the morning, twice a day, one once a day, something like that, and drink it. And it was supposed to help, and it worked for about 2 seconds. 7 years Ritalin, 2 seconds holistic medication. I don't know which seems better to you. Um, the way my mind works as an ADD individual is different than somebody without it. Um, and I've had to struggle in school. I was behind in math and writing. To write an essay took me days, weeks. I was always late. Mathematics, I had to have special ed classes just to catch up with addition and subtraction. Forget about multiplication and division. I had to have special ed classes for about 2 or 3 years to catch up. And in regards to the ADD mind, at least mine, um, imagine, if you will, about 50 million fragments of songs all being played at the same time. And throw in tons of random information you've collected from the media, from your friends, from wherever, and put in that lists of things that you have to do that day, that week, that month, that, whatever. And then add in a station that's just static, loud, static. And then count in the external distractions. Like in a classroom setting, all of my classmates around me carrying on conversations, I can hear every single one and follow every single one at the same time and process all that information. And in all of that noise, all of that static, I have to listen to the teacher explain the lesson, and I have to understand the lesson. I have to grasp the lesson. You try doing that someday. It's not an easy task. At least not without medication. For those 7 years I was on Ritalin, it helped. It turned down the noise. It turned down the conversations around me so that I could focus on that teacher, so that I could hear that teacher, so that I could learn that lesson. You know, things, my mind is wired differently. Caffeine for me, if I were to drink a cup of coffee right now, I'd be out for the count. While everybody's on their caffeine buzz, I'd be asleep. And when everybody's falling down off their caffeine buzz, I'm waking up. I'm waking up and I'm bouncing off the walls hyper. So, what about that? Um, to be ADD is a is a struggle, and unless you are ADD, honey, you think you know, but you have no idea, and you won't. For those of you who don't know what it means, stands for Attention Deficit Disorder. ADHD is Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. All that means is that my brain is wired differently than a non-ADDer, and I have a hard time paying attention. My grasp on certain concepts were delayed. For instance, at 2 years old, my mom had to teach me what hot and cold was, and why it was a bad thing to touch the hot frying pan, because I would try and pull it off the burner while my mom was cooking. And so she had to teach me why that was bad, because I didn't understand when she just said, "Don't do that, you'll get burned." I didn't understand what that meant. And so she had to put my hand in the freezer and say, "Ooh, cold, brr." And then put my hand, like if this was the oven, my hand was here, and, so I could feel that heat radiating and say, it wasn't hot, it was just lukewarm. My mom would say, "Ooh, hot. Ouch, don't touch." She had to teach me that. Most kids don't have to be taught that. The parent just says, "That's hot, it'll burn you. Don't touch it." And the kid says, "Oh, okay." That wasn't me. I had to be taught the difference between hot and cold at 2 years old. Most kids know by then. I didn't start walking until a nurse who was coming in and checking on me because I had some health problems until the age of 3, said, "Oh, she should be walking by now." And I had been scooting the diaper bag around on the floor. And when I heard the nurse say that, I just kind of looked up at her and I walked. And, like all of a sudden I realized, oh, I should be walking. To record this video, it took me 4 times just to record this. And if you notice, I was looking down quite often. That's because I took notes on my own thoughts so that I could record this in the time allotted. So that I didn't lose track of what I was saying because I am ADD. Currently, I'm going to be having a doctor's appointment soon so that I can get on a new ADD medication because now there's a plethora of options. Is it going to be trial and error? Yeah, probably. Will it help me? Hell yes. So, honey, in conclusion, you think you know, you can spout off everything you want about it, but you have no idea.